Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah.
What is this? How'd this even fit in here?
Get out of here, Yoshi.
What are these? Yeah.
Yeah. Make you guys fight.
Oh, we don't want this. Maybe I can learn how to write a better scene.
I still don't know anything.
I'm so thirsty.
Ah, I burned my lip.
This is getting ridiculous.
Red monkey.
I'm angry.
This stupid thing. You know, all I wanted to do was build a shelf for these games behind me so I wouldn't have to sit in front of the couch anymore. Is that so much to ask? Is that such a big deal? Man, I'm mad. You know, I really need to calm down and find my Zen. The Intergalactic Ninja.
When you think of cool stuff from the 90s, what kind of stuff do you think of? Comic books, video games, TV shows, and not like live adult dramas, I mean animated TV shows, like Saturday morning stuff. Some pretty obvious examples of this would be Spider-Man or X-Men or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Superpowers, mutations, that sort of stuff. But then came the subject of today's episode. Zen, the Intergalactic Ninja. He first came along in 1987, a few years after the first appearance of the Turtles comic book series. For a pretty comprehensive history and explanation of the Zen franchise, I suggest you watch the video uploaded by Total Nerd. But the most important thing to know, at least right now, is the Zen franchise attempted to capitalize on the craze of several different tropes of the 80s and 90s era. He's mysterious, he's a ninja, he has special abilities, he's from outer space, hence intergalactic. So, how did this work out?
Well, I don't really remember anybody talking about Zen, but let's be fair. I've got some comic books, and,
Archie Comics? As an Archie Andrews? Is Zen going to be palling around with the Riverdale gang? Is he going to help Jughead eat burgers? Is he going to vie for the attention of Betty and Veronica and spend literal decades teasing them along as nobody appears to age? Archie Andrews is ridiculous. We all know Betty is the superior candidate. Or maybe it's Cheryl Blossom. Oops, I went off on a tangent. Need to get back to centering on my Zen. So yes, at one point, Zen was published through Archie Comics. I don't know anything about the decision to do this, however, some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Sonic stuff were also published under Archie. Perhaps it was a good way to reach a younger audience. Well, here's one of the Zen comic books published under Archie. Looking through it, it's fine. It's not bad. I can follow it. But it's also not blowing my mind. Kind of niche. Similar to many other franchises, Zen was published by different groups, however this led to a handful of different series, and back then it might have been difficult to keep track of which series was which. Remember, no internet back then. The point is, you ended up with different comics issued with the same numbers, and I imagine that could have been confusing to anyone who wanted to get into the franchise. More on this later in the video.
hey, but you know what? Comic books aren't for everyone. Some kids would even say, yeah, comic books are for nerds. Why read it when you can watch it? And I suppose there's a point to be made there. Not all kids like comic books, but a TV show is much more approachable. And in some cases, the TV show will get new fans to your comic book series. And that brings me on to the Zen Television Show, which had that awesome intro theme song that went like... There was no intro theme song. Because there was no show!
which explains why this game wasn't exactly flying off the shelves into anyone's collection. Maybe they hoped the game would be exciting and good enough to draw people into the franchise. Well, how do you think that went?
I need to remain calm and focus on my Zen. And this game. Please don't be awful.
In the options screen, you set the difficulty, do a sound effects test, and play the game music, which actually sounds pretty cool. Take a listen. So here's the background for the game's story. It's about how pollution is bad, and acid rain, and the ozone is messed up. It kind of sounds like real life in a way, but it's all controlled by contaminants? You mean it's not mankind just doing it to ourselves?
Trying to stay calm and peaceful here. So, somewhere along the comic books being rebooted, they decided, let's bring in an environmentally friendly element to the series. Maybe they were trying to cash in on the Captain Planet hype?
Yeah. Captain Planet, remember that guy? He can get summoned when 5 teenagers decide to use their rings. Sorry, not teenagers, planeteers, composed of earth, wind, and fire. No, not those guys. Earth, wind, fire, water, and heart. Oh, poor Mati. The power of heart? Really? Heart? You better hope it's the kind with a barracuda. Maybe I just don't understand. And I should try to understand. Try to understand. Try to understand. He's a magic man.
Did you know Kwame was voiced by LeVar Burton?
Yep, that is right. The Power of Earth, Kwame, was voiced by Georgie LaForge and the Reading Rainbow guy himself. Now let me explain something. LeVar Burton just exudes coolness in every way. The only thing that would make him cooler is if he was an Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know, now that I think of it, why was it just Earth, Wind, and Fire? They didn't want to add water? I guess that might have canceled out the fire, and then we'd be left with The Legend of Earthwind by Ursula K. Le Guin. Oh wait, that's Earthsea.
Stop. Gotta focus. Gotta re-zen. Back to the game.
Let's start the actual game. We are taken into a stage select screen where the choices are Toxic Factory, Forest, Offshore Oil Rig, and High-Speed Railway Stage. And it looks like we can do them in any order we want. I actually like when games let you do this, but since I'm not sure which order is recommended, let's just start with the first one, Toxic Factory. We see these 3 green guys. Are they Namekians? And they're telling us we have to set off bombs in a factory that emits harmful toxins in the air.
You know, this reminds me of something. Oh, what's that word? Oh yeah, terrorism. And wouldn't blowing it up release more toxins into the air? I mean, no, we can't get the EPA or the WHO or the EU involved. No, we're an alien guy. We gotta blow it up.
So instead of infiltrating the building, the level starts off with us already setting the bombs. So we gotta escape. I'm not even controlling him right here. There we go. Okay, so we are running. I am controlling him now. This isometric angle is awful. And you just gotta destroy these guys in the way. Watch out for the laser shooters. And what's this? Floating platforms? Try again. And that music. It's actually pretty anxiety inducing. These stupid platforms, just gotta land it. Okay. And then up this blue elevator thing. Man, we just gotta get out of here. What's this, a claw? Is some little kid dropping quarters in a machine and trying to catch us? Just leave me alone, you stupid claw. We get further along and there's a set of red stairs. I mean, this can't be the end of the level already, can it be? Whoa, hey, you flying jerks, get away from me. Oh, now what's this part? It says get in? Oh, I missed it, and I can't jump over it.
Find my Zen and try again.
After what feels like a dozen tries, I figure this part out. In order to go in, you have to hit this net thing back. You don't actually go into the space. Zen will go in automatically when the smasher comes down, as long as he was in the right spot. Once you get past this part, the factory decides to start destroying itself by cutting out the stairs with lasers. Wow, they really do not want him to get out.
I kinda wonder how we got in so easily. Someone should call OSHA.
According to the game, this factory is in North America, somewhere in the neighborhood of Chicago, I guess. Well, the way this game colors my world does not make me smile. So where do we go from here? Well, that's easy. Boss fight. He spits fireballs and turns into smoke and moves around. I'm pretty sure his name is Smogger, and I'm pretty sure he's in the comic books. But you know what? The counter in the corner is not keeping me zenful. It's got my heart racing like a soccer mom who just chugged a sugary coffee beverage before going to yoga class. This is not zenful. Just die, you smoggy, soggy, smells like a wet doggy. Yeah! And then we escape as everything blows up.
My heart is legitimately racing. What an opener. And now for this bonus stage.
You have to hit trash into a trash collector fusion core at the end of the hallway there. Hit enough of one type of trash into the thing and you get certain bonuses on the next screen. This is kind of a cool feature, but it's not easy. For our next stage, let's go to Brazil. It's a forest stage, and it says we have to save a bunch of flowers from acid rain and defeat somebody named Sulfura. She's another villain from the comics. Cool, I guess. So the idea here is she's up above, and you have to jump down and hit the flowers to bring them back to life.
Yeah, okay, just punch a flower to bring it back to life.
I kinda hate this. As soon as I get all the flowers alive, another one falls. How am I supposed to manage this? I just gotta run around getting peed on by a cloud and resurrecting flowers? Really? I mean, wouldn't it be better if I just beat the boss instead? Let me try something else. So this time, let's just jump up there, okay? Now let's go after her. Just forget the flowers. Just smash, smash, smash. Melee, melee. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah!
See? Forget those flowers. Just take her out first, and now I can get the flowers. I'm being transported into the sky instead. Before the stage select screen comes back, the Namekians tell us we have to rescue Jeremy, and he's at the top of a building. Jeremy? I mean, who is he? I bet he wishes he were at home drawing pictures of mountaintops with him on top. Lemon yellow sun. I'm gonna hit this Contaminus guy with a surprise left. Hop around some more and beat him, and then we fall to the ground. I guess no Jeremy? Oh, there he is. Kid is lucky he didn't splatter the ground. This probably would not have happened if he had just spoken in class.
I'm gonna try to forget this, try to erase this. But I looked into this battle a bit further, and it turns out this battle happens after the second stage, regardless of the order in which you play them. So, let's get back to the stage select screen.
Next, let's do the oil rig near Norway, I guess? And the green dudes tell us we have to rescue people with a fire extinguisher. I don't know, man. A fire on an oil rig is gonna probably need something more than a fire extinguisher, but here we are. Hopping from platform to platform, fire falls from the sky, and oil blobs attack us. The idea is to find the fire extinguisher and then put out these rooms that are on fire, which then reveal a trapped guy thanking you for rescue. Kinda reminds me of Moonwalker. Get the last guy, walk over here to the extra guy, like one up, I mean, and you'll notice the game is now yelling at you to go up, which is giving me a Double Dragon vibe. But so now we are scaling the inflamed oil rig. Seems kind of unwise. Of course, we battle an oil dude at the top. You'd think this would be a bad place for him, right? I mean, his entire body is flammable, but beating him is pretty straightforward. You can only hurt him when he's standing upright, and the easiest way to get him to do that is drop down a level or jump up a level, which prompts him to come after you. The last stage to choose from is this railway stage. You can miss some of the switches that take you onto different paths, but you can control the card and make it jump and move further forward or backward with relation to the screen. On my second attempt, I hit the switch and it takes us onto a different path. Then we get to try our luck at battling other cart riders. Just want to point out this is not a good idea for an amusement park ride, just saying. And dodge these spike walls, which drain our energy pretty decently. Also, probably not a good idea for an amusement park ride. You'd be better off selling waterproof sponges. Toward the end, we have to hit a switch to go the correct way. Then, when we reach the end of the track, we walk up the path, and it's boss fight time. This garbage man guy actually annihilates me quickly. So what does he do? Well, he basically throws trash at you. If you swipe in just the right spot, it doesn't hurt you, or I guess it does anyway, I don't really know. After a while, he tries to grab you from underground. Successfully so, I might add. Then it's rolling barrels time, but just get that last hit in, and we are politely informed that we are now descending through a cave. You're basically falling while being chased by a roof that will crush you. Do those ghost sprites look familiar to anyone? This part is actually pretty fun, just don't get stuck on a platform. Bad idea for an amusement park. Again, just saying. Then you fight this booger swamp frog monster who looks like Kermit the Frog had a love child with a diseased gremlin. It pops up, just hit him when you get a chance. And then we are moving on to another boss fight with this collection of junk. I mean, what, is he an early model of Guilty Spark? Once again, just keep smashing the boss until you beat him, at which point you walk into a mouth cave. Now, this would be a good idea for an amusement park ride. You know, I'm just saying. Next is what I feel is one of the least creative video game cliches, fighting a clone or shadow version of yourself. We've seen it many times. Zelda 2, Smash Brothers, Final Fantasy 4, which was Final Fantasy 2 in North America, just throwing that out there, so on and so forth. In this battle, you fight a red Zen and basically go swipe crazy. Sometimes both Zens fly off the screen together, and when they come back, it isn't really clear which one is yours. Red Zen then runs off to refill his life bar, but it turns out two can play at that game. And then I end the game by beating him. You stupid jerk, I didn't need a friend who was identical to me in every way, at all.
I mean, it kinda makes sense, seeing as how many iterations of the comic books exist.
Then we get to fight Contaminus again, but this time I think it's actually the final boss fight. And he's just sitting in his chair, shooting fire at us, relaxing. I mean, he's pretty nonchalant considering we just beat all of his subordinate bosses. Does he not even have the courtesy to stand up and take us seriously? Well, once his life bar depletes, he flies off into space. That seems like a natural reaction. And we fly after him, also a natural reaction. He flies around and sets up these devices that go and attack the Earth in the background. There's a percent meter that fills for each attack that gets past you. This isn't really all too challenging. I mean, the hardest part is hitting all four of the attack drone things before they hurt the planet. But just like the flower stage from earlier, it makes more sense to let one or two through so you can hammer away at him, and then he has been defeated and Earth is saved. Yay! The ending scene is comprised of peaceful music and a beautiful setting. You are informed that Contaminus has been defeated, but that this is not the end, clearly setting up for a sequel.
Luckily for us, that never happened. Although if I'm being fair, it's not a bad game. It's relatively enjoyable. There are a variety of stages. You can do the first handful in any order that you choose, and other than those isometric areas, the controls are pretty solid. So I gotta give Konami credit for making a decent game based off some pretty obscure source material. But when it comes to the comic books, oh man.
Okay, so follow along if you dare. So first, there was Zen, the Intergalactic Ninja, published by Zen in 1987 for issues 1 through 6. Then, in 1989, issues 1 through 4. And then, in 1991, issues 1 through 5. Then, Zen was published by Archie in 1992 for issues 1 through 3. And then again by Archie, still in 1992, for another issues 1 through 3. And then Zen switches to a different publisher named Entity in 1993 for a 4-issue series plus a 3-issue series on Young Zen, and then several other one-offs and short runs still under Entity, and then he takes a 10-year break or something before he comes back under the publisher Devil's Due.
Seriously? You think they tried hard enough? I mean, look, maybe I don't understand the lore. Maybe there's some big Zen fan out there who can explain to me how all of the runs link together in some way, but from what I can tell, not a single issue made it to double digits. So, enough of this. I wish you peace, and as I attempt to recenter my calm, I hope you enjoy this short hand painting video of Zen the Intergalactic Ninja.
Seriously, who is this guy? I've never even seen him.
I don't know. He just said he needed it for the video.
This is dumb. It's a waste of my time.